Welcome back, Nick Lenz. Comic Corner Classic / Non-Classic. This episode number 1056 and Doubleshot number 950. Like I mentioned in my previous video, I have one Dark Horse trade, one Mar-Vall trade. First up, it is Sherlock Frankenstein and a Legion of Evil, written by Jeff Lemire, artwork by Dave Rubin, who is not the artist in the main. Basically, this is a spin-off book of Black Hammer. Yeah, Jeff Lemire is becoming like Mike Mignola. Let's just basically build a bunch of spin-off books and have all these books written by the same guy as wrote the main series. This trade collects not only the 4-issue miniseries of Sherlock Frankenstein, it also collects issue 12, which is simply put a backdoor pilot into the series. Yeah, it just has Lucy Weber, the daughter of the original Black Hammer, just following the Hall of Hammer, and of course him leaving a message that she should basically end the legacy of Black Hammer's like, nope, I'm not going to do that. And then basically spends the miniseries Sherlock Frankenstein looking for him. It basically meets several villains, and apparently they mentioned what happened with the event which caused the heroes to disappear. And Golden Gale, that's the name of the woman, explains that apparently she had fallen in love with him. And Lemire basically did alter this guy's attire because in issue 2, more ghoulish. And of course, he explains in here in the trade that he also basically more Victorian gentleman look, which it's kind of like Sherlock Frankenstein is kind of like Shay from DC Comics in some way, a former villain who falls in love with a hero, well, at least gets a hero girlfriend. Very similar, yeah, but not entirely a ripoff of basically what happened in James Robinson's Starman series. But this book is fantastic. Give this book a 9.5 out of 10. It's really, really good. Next up is Captain Mar-Vall, Starforce. This collects Fantastic Four, number 65, Marvel Superheroes, number 12, Miss Marvel, the first issue of the first line, Miss Marvel. Captain Mar-Vall, number 52, this is from the first line of the series. Quiz number 10, Avengers 346, Captain America, Volume 3, Issue number 8, and material from Captain America number 399. The thing with the Quasar issue and the Avengers issue is part of the Operation Galactic Storm storyline. Yeah, the name itself comes from Operation Desert Storm, which basically was the U.S. repelling the invasion of Iraq from Kuwait. Now, the thing with these issues. Fantastic 465, the first appearance of the Kree and Road of the Accuser. That's simply what the story is. It's first appearance. And if you look at Ronan, with the exception of his, let's say, putting extra clothes on him, he's had basically the same look over the years. The only slight alteration made to his look, aside from getting more clothing, is the fact his skin is blue. Yep, that's the only alteration they made to his look. Marvel Superheroes number 12. First appearance of the original Captain Marvel, Mar-Vall. Miss Marvel, the first time Carol Danvers took Miss Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel number 52 is just a story that's referenced in a later. It's referenced in Quays number 10. It has appearance by this woman here, Dr. Minerva, who did appear in the Captain Marvel film where she apparently died, though the actress is playing a character in the Eternals film. That is not technically her first appearance. First appearance was actually 50. Yeah, it's kind of weird they couldn't put in here the actual storyline. Yeah, because you read this, you're like, where's the rest of the story? Because we get one part of like a multi-part story involving her and Rick Jones. That's simply what it is. The Quasar issue definitely felt like a standalone issue. Just no guest appearance by her and appearance by Cap Atlas. He is this guy here. He's wearing the old like Captain Marvel costume. And everything else is mostly just associated with. Now, in the case of the Captain America issue blank number 8, that's part of the Live Free or Live Free or Die crossover. Now, and of course, Avengers 346, first appearance of the Starforce. This is Kareth the Pursuer. He's actually dead. I believe he died in War of Kings. Yep. The Starforce is simply just a group of people basically formed by the Inhumans, not the humans, the Kree. Yep. The other members of this group are few people who actually did show up prior to this. We also have Magnetron shows up in here. Yeah, he's also known as Young Rag. He was a character played by Jude Law in the Captain Marvel film. Yeah. And let me point out, though, the first appearance of the original Captain Marvel. What the heck did he look like? First, here's an early appearance by Ronan the Accuser. Yep. By the way, this character's dead. Yep. Danny Killis killed him off. I never got a chance to ask him, why did he kill him off for? Yeah, it's particularly weird. Now, here's the first appearance of the original Captain Marvel. Now you're probably thinking, wait, that can't be the Captain Marvel costume. It looks... That's not his costume. That's not the costume people associate when people think of the original Captain Marvel. This technically is his costume. It's his military uniform. Not his first regular costume he known for wearing, but this was his costume. They didn't have a Nazis in the Captain Marvel film when they had Carol basically change her suit to have this color scheme. Yeah, this is simply the original Kree military uniform before they replaced it with a star. Yep. And this is what he looks like in his first time he appears in the comic book. Yeah, this is what he looks like. He's got white hair. That's simply what he was before they changed it. Yeah, and it was later, despite the fact here he's got, like, pinkish skin, it was later retconned he actually has blue skin. Yeah, it's just Gene Colan's artwork. Yeah, Gene Colan created this guy with Stan Lee. Yeah, people don't, not even many people know that Stan Lee created Captain Marvel. Well, he created the original one, didn't he create Carol Danvers? That was Roy Thomas. Yep. Now, this issue has an appearance by, well, it's just this particular alien, and half the appearance by Dr. Minerva. It's a great story. I kind of wish we had more of the classic Captain Marvel stuff. The one from the 70s. Now, I should point out to the writers of these issues. Now, the Fantastic Four and the Marvel Superheroes issue, both done by Stan Lee. The artwork for the Fantastic Four is done by the late King Kirby, and the Marvel Superheroes one is done by Gene Colan. For Miss Marvel, it's Jerry Conway and John Buscema. For the Quasar issue, it's done by now the late Mark Greenwald. Yes, this is one of the one of two major books he worked on when he worked at Marvel. A lot of the time, basically did filler issues, but this is one of his best work. It's one thing people think of when people think of Mark Greenwald is his Quasar book. The artwork in here is done by Mark Makila. Yeah, and this is not his regular costume. This is technically his first costume. In case you're wondering where this guy first showed up, he first showed up in an issue of Incredible Hulk of all places. Kind of like Rock Raccoon did. Yep, I was talking about the Avengers. Now, this issue, I believe it was 346, with a guest appearance by Deathbird. Yeah, Bob Harris does the Avengers issue, the Captain Marvel issue, Captain America issue, the one that appears in here for $3.99. That's actually by Mark Greenwald. Bob Harris does Avengers. Yep. Let's see if I can find here. The first time that you have the entire group of the Starforce. Yeah, here are his members. Dr. Minerva, Satron, Captain Ellis, Curtis Pursuiter, My Own Supremer, and Ultimus. Yeah, here's the Starforce. They appear for this one issue. They don't. I think they appear for the Captain America issue, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, it kind of like with the Avengers issue and the Captain America issue. It's far multi-parts, where you have to read the Operation Galactic Storm issues, the trades, to get the full grasp of the story. Oddly enough, the Captain Marvel issue is actually, aside from this issue trade here, I don't think it's in trade. Now, at one point, the series was written by Jim Starlin, who basically made his character Drax a regular supporting character in the book. Yep. Now, the thing with the Captain Marvel book, it actually originally ended at 21 issues, but was brought back a few years later after a hiatus. But in the case of these issues that are in here, they're all really, really good. Yep. Yeah, Mark Waid does the Captain America issue that printed at the end of the trade. This trade is actually pretty good. As for the whole thing related to Starforce, well, here's kind of the strange thing. They only appear just for the one thing. My only guess is that it just feels like they just threw a bunch of random issues in here. I mean, yeah, it's important to I like the fact they're in the first appearance of Ronin, the original Captain Marvel, and the first time Carol Danvers becomes Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. But the rest issues, they just feel like random issues they just threw in here just because, well, why not? And of course, associated with the Kree. I give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Yep. I'm like, now the issues in here are not terrible. They're all really good. It's just that this trade here felt like it was just having 3 books that had 3 major appearances, and then like the rest of the book just felt like putting the rest of the issues in there. Yep. My only guess is why Marvel did this trade was because the Starforce showed up in the Captain Marvel film. Yeah, but the thing is, aside from Dr. Minerva, like there's nobody else from the comic who appears in the actual film. Yet the Starforce is simply put the Kree's like Black Ops team in the movie. Yeah, that's how they portrayed him. Yeah, not much else to say about this trade, but it's pretty good. I would only recommend it if you're a fan of the Kree. Yeah, you get some good Kree stuff in here. Yeah, so that's it for this particular review. And that's it for video today because I don't have more time for more videos. Tomorrow, of course, my reviews for One Piece, Boruto, the final episode of Super. I'm also doing a review of the newest chapter of One Punch Man, and hopefully another comic corner, and like a movie review, and that'll be pretty much basically about 7 videos tomorrow. Hopefully I get them all done. At least today I did about 5. Okay? See you in the next video. Bye.